Right now, we're in one of the fastest growing areas of Austin, Texas. And some of the reasons that so many people are moving to places like this is because you can get a nice big house just like that with a yard in a neighborhood that has amenities like a great pool, pickleball courts, a trail system, basketball courts, a dog park at good prices, and we're only 20 minutes away from downtown Austin. So in this video, we're gonna take you inside 2 different homes built by 2 different builders in this community, but we're also gonna zoom out and kind of help you understand how this community fits into the greater Austin landscape. Speaking of nice big houses, let's pop into this one right now and just see what you can get for your money in a neighborhood like this. All right, so as we step inside, I'm gonna tell you right now that this builder is probably the builder that the most people ask us about, who are just like you, who reach out to us from YouTube about moving to Austin. So we're really excited to show it to you. Okay, so right when you walk in the home, you're gonna see there's this nice, impressive, wide hallway, tall ceilings. We're gonna get straight into the heart of the home, but first, when you hang a right, there's this study office. I mean, I guess it could be like a kid's play area, but if it were me, I would definitely use it as an office, just like this builder has it. You've got these kind of see-through double glass doors here. Okay, so we're stepping back out into the entryway. I'm gonna hang another right, and we're gonna see our first guest bedroom, kids bedroom. More than likely a guest would use this room because there is an attached full bathroom. We call that an ensuite bathroom. Really nice, super well appointed, absolutely love it. Walk-in shower, so this would be great for some like multi-generational living potentially, or if you just had a guest who wants to have their own full bathroom. You got it, okay? Keep on walking down the hallway. Right here to my left, this is where the garage would normally be. Right now, it's the builder's sales office, so there's a little bit of a mudroom garage area. Okay, now we're getting into kind of like the main community part of the house, okay? So you got a big open kitchen, dining, living room, so let's pop in. Okay, so I really like this kitchen. So there's a big island right in the middle of the kitchen, plenty of storage. I really like the flow of this area. One thing I will say is that you would think this pantry would be pretty small, but I really like the way that they utilize the corner pantry. So pantry check, A+, plenty of room, fridge, built-in microwave and oven here. Okay, now I think the kitchen perfectly transitions into the living room with this dining area. So there isn't like a dining room, it's just kind of a dining area. And you can see right here, they've got this 6-seater dining table. You could easily fit an 8-seater dining table in here, but I really like the way that they did this. Like, it's super spaced out. 6 people could easily fit here. We show a lot of homes built by this builder, and I always like how they have this extra little storage area. I've seen people use this as like a coffee area, bar area, to like put your bottles of liquor in, good stuff like that. Okay, then we've got this open living room here. So great natural light coming in. Another thing I really like a lot about this builder, and guys, I do not work for the builder, I work for you. I just happen to like this builder a lot. So if you're looking and you're liking just like we do, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We will represent you, not the builder, okay? But that being said, I really like what they do with the windows here. So most windows start like 2 to 3 feet above the ground. This builder's windows start like 8-9 inches above the ground. So it just gets you that extra nice natural light. So plenty of room in this living room to put a sectional couch with chairs just like they did here. Now I'm gonna go back toward the kitchen and I'm gonna hang a left. And this is kind of like the kids/guest bedroom wing, okay? So on either side of the hallway, you have a kids, again, or guest bedroom. And here they got this set up like a little girl's room. I think it's super cute. Probably a queen size bed is all you're gonna wanna put in here. Then across the hallway, we got little boy's room with the trucks, with the cranes. But yeah, again, probably a queen size bed is all you're gonna wanna put in here. And by the way, stick around until the end, because at the end, I'm gonna go over all the stats. We still have another builder to check out, but I'm gonna go over all the stats, all the pricing, everything about this community. So for now, just kind of take it in, all right? So at the beginning of this hallway, we've got a full bathroom. Again, super nice, almost tripped there. Super nice, super well appointed, very simple, nice full bathroom. And then back across the hallway, you've got the utility room where the laundry would be done. So just enough space here for a nice sized washer dryer. All right, now we're out back in the living room. There's our boy, Aaron. Aaron, check, A+.
Editor, zoom in on my face.
Okay.
Bruh.
He is not single, he's engaged, ladies, so sorry, don't unsubscribe. Okay, so heading into the master bedroom here, you got a nice little linen closet, and I always like the way this builder does their master bedrooms, okay? Huge, so really nice space. I'd say there's probably 10-foot ceilings, king-size bed in here just to give you an idea of the scale of the space. Sweet little chandelier light fixture you got going on here. Big windows looking out into the backyard, which we'll go check out here in just a little bit. Okay. I have seen variations of this bathroom plan and I really like this one, and I'll tell you why. So you walk straight in, you've got this garden tub right in the middle that's kind of flanked by double vanities here. So a sink on either side of the door. And I really like the way that they put the shower actually over here, and it kind of goes back in here. I'll show you in a minute, but it's not see-through. So let me show you real quick. Step in this shower. Oh yeah, plenty of space in here. But I like that it's not see-through because I have actually seen this plan by this builder, and it's like you can see straight into the shower right here, and then right across from that is this big open barn door situation, and then right across the room from that are these huge nice windows, and you don't want to lose any of that, right? However, it would freak me out because I wouldn't want my wife to just come in here, you know, wash her face or something in the morning. I'm taking a shower, she opens the door, and my backyard neighbors are just seeing me necky up in here, you know what I'm saying? It's just, no one wants to see that. So I like the way they've done that here because it kind of blocks the view from the backyard if you happen to have the back curtains open. So maybe that's just me. Anyway, also flanked on either side of the shower is the master closet. So you've got a his closet over here. You got a hers closet over here. So really nice closet spaces. Like, man, I do not see how or why you would need more closet space than this. All right, then we've got the commode room here. Let me do a leg room check. Okay, plenty of leg room in here. I'm 6.5 feet tall, you guys. If I have leg room, you'll have leg room, okay? Okay, so that's everything in the inside. So now let's head out to the backyard. And guys, I really like this backyard, okay? So first thing you're gonna see when you come out here is this big oversized covered patio, super quality stuff, guys. Like, this is well done, okay? So really like the fan they've got going here, patio, like, man, I could totally see just chilling out here with my coffee early in the morning or sitting with a martini out here in the evenings. Now, two things I want to point out. One, this builder in this neighborhood builds 50-foot lots and 40-foot lots. So this is a 50-foot lot. That just means from that fence right there to that fence right there is 50 feet, okay? Now, they've got another model next door, which we're not going to show you because we want to show you a completely different builder, but their model over here is 40-foot lots. So those lots are just going to be 10 feet narrower. So mostly smaller houses on those lots and kind of bigger Mac Daddy houses on these lots. Now, whoa, that's a drone. That's Aaron's drone. I just thought I was being attacked by bees, but I'm not. One more thing I want to point out about this home and this builder. So at least on these plans, it's 4 sides brick, 4 sides masonry. That's really good, guys, okay? You might not know this, but a lot of builders, especially in Texas, like, don't tell them I told you that builder, it's not this builder, that builder right there, you can see they've got brick on the front, half brick on the bottom, siding on the top, and then siding all along the back. So it's really one full side brick. This builder is doing 4 sides brick. So you can usually get a discount on your homeowner's insurance for having that. But also, like, this brick is just gonna be like a lot more durable. Like this stuff it ain't going nowhere. Okay, that really was a B. Okay, so that is tour number 1. All right, now that was builder number 1. So now it's time to check out builder number 2. And you know what? Something I want to let you know is out here, like, this community is freaking awesome, but they have 5 builders who build out here. And here's how I would break it down. So 3 of the builders out here, I love. One of the builders out here is kind of a lower budget builder who I think is good. And then one of the builders out here, I absolutely hate. I have had horrendous experiences with him. And so if you're looking at this neighborhood and you think it's interesting, you want to know more about it, we really want to be able to sit down and have a conversation with you because we want to point you away from the builders that totally suck and that are going to ruin your life, okay? So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, connect with us so that we can point you toward the right spots and away from the pain, all right? So we're gonna hop in here, and similar to the last house, so this is a 1-story home. I really love that. So right when you walk in, again, you're gonna see, if we walk down this big, wide tall ceiling hallway, we're gonna go straight into the heart of the home. But first, got some goodies up here. So we've got kind of like this bedroom wing. It's like bedroom, full bathroom, bedroom. So just hop in here real quick. So really tall ceilings in here. So this room is not exceptionally large. I probably wouldn't want to put more than a queen size bed in here, but because the ceiling is so tall, it makes it feel like this room is bigger. Let's see, do a little closet check. Nice size closet. Now, here's what I always say. If it were me, I would probably not want to put one of my children up here. I would probably use this as like an office, a playroom, maybe a guest room at least. Like I probably wouldn't want one of my kids to be up here because I don't like when my kids are at the very front of the house and the primary or master bedroom is at the very back of the house. Personally, I just don't like feeling that separation from my kids at night. Maybe you do. Maybe that's not a big deal, but just wanted to mention that. So I think this room would be perfect for a guest. And then right here next door, we've got the full bath. Pretty simple finishes here, but really nicely done, very tasteful. Then we've got the second kind of guest or kids bedroom. Again, nice tall ceilings, makes it feel really nice and big in here. Got a nice sized kids closet. It's about how big my closet was as a kid. Now we're back at the entryway. So for context, here's the front door. And if I were to hang a right, actually, I believe, oh no, this would be the door to the garage. Right now, it's the builder's sales office. But if we continue down the hallway, hang a right, we've got nice size coat closet, hallway closet, attic access right above me. We've got our next full bathroom in here. Again, very similar to the first guest or kids bathroom. Pretty simple stuff in there, but nicely done. And in here you've got, I would think of this as a guest room, just like the last builder that we showed you. There is a bathroom that's not literally attached to this room, but it's, I mean, look, this is all that separates the bathroom in this room here, just this wall, okay? So I would think this would be perfect for a guest or a kid who really wanted to have their own bathroom dedicated to them. Now I'm gonna go back across the hallway and we've got the laundry room in here. Nice size, simple stuff. Washer and dryer go in here. So I just wanna go back to the front door and just give you a little lay of the land, okay? So you're at the front door. We're looking down the hallway. We've got 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, utility room, garage right here, and then guest room and full bathroom right here to the right. Okay. Now, this is like what your experience would be if you were, you know, coming in from the grocery store or whatever, and you're just walking straight into your house. So I think this plan is super interesting. So we've got this nicely sized dining area right here. And then right off of the dining room is the study. And I know just like the last house we showed you, in most houses, the study is going to be toward the front of the house. But honestly, as someone who works from home a lot, I actually really like the idea of the study being right here, kind of in the heart of the home and not just totally cloistered away, but you might hate that. I have no idea. So yeah, let us know what you love, what you don't love, and we'll point you in the right direction. Okay, so kitchen here. My first kind of impressions of this kitchen are I really like the high ceilings. It opens up to the living room. You already have that great big dining area right over there, so you don't really need a huge breakfast area. So I really like that you do have a nicely sized breakfast area, but it's not ridiculous. Always love when they utilize a corner pantry in here, so that just gives you a little bit of extra space. But nice countertops, oven stove combo. Decently, this isn't like a massive island in the middle of the kitchen here, but decent sized island with a couple bar stools on the other side. Like I said, we've got this nice kind of breakfast area here, but I really like that it opens up into the kitchens or into the living room. So I'm feeling like, you know, if the rhythms of your life revolve around, you know, eating, preparing food, hanging out in the living room, watching some sports, watching a show, I think this is just going to be like a very vibrant, energetic kind of section of the house. And I really enjoy the flow of it. All right. We got another Aaron sighting. Boom. Okay. So now on the other side of the living room, we've got the master suite. So in here, we've got another coat closet, stepping right in here. Again, y'all, like, I think this house is very sensible. And that's what I think you're gonna get when you move to a community like this. I think you're gonna get nice, big, but like sensible houses. These are not 5,000 square foot houses. Your utility bills are not gonna be absolutely crazy, but you get a nice, sensible house with a good sized yard that you can be proud of out here at really great prices, which you're gonna learn what those are here in just a little bit. Anyway, so nice big master, got a little seating area over here, double doors open up into the master bathroom. It's kind of like a galley style master bathroom with the double vanities right here next to each other, linen closet, commode room. Then you've got the master closet in here, nice size master closet with the walk-in shower. Is nothing crazy. I think this is like pretty simple builder grade bathroom stuff. Again, this garden tub here is pretty shallow. It's like nothing crazy, but the word that keeps coming back to me is that it's just sensible. You know? And if you want to make upgrades, like you can definitely do that. And we would love, you have to reach out to us so that we can advocate for you with the builder and we can tell you what upgrades are like worth doing and what upgrades are totally stupid. Okay, so now let's check out the backyard. So I'm gonna have to ask the builder. I'm not exactly sure, but to my eyes, these definitely look like 50-foot lots. So that fence to that fence is gonna be 50 feet, but I will get that fact checked and I will edit that later if we need to. Anyway, and you've got this sensible, nice, nothing crazy, not super luxury, but a nice covered back patio. And that's the thing with this builder. Like a lot of people reach out to us about this builder as well, but it's not usually people who are like, I want like a luxury, super luxe house. Usually the people who reach out to us about this builder are people who are like, I want good quality, nice finishes, but I really want a great price. And so when people tell us that, when people ask us about that, this is one of the builders that we will point them to. All right, now everybody loves to see awesome houses like this, and I'm sure you want to know how much they cost, and we're going to get to that. But first, let's talk a little bit about where we are. So we are in the growing suburban metropolis of South Austin called Kyle, Texas. Okay, so Kyle is really special, and here's why. So I know for the last like 10 years, there have been a few years where Kyle has actually been named the #1 fastest growing town in the United States, okay? And I would say that is primarily a function of being so close to Austin and having such affordable prices, okay? But in Kyle, you're kind of in this like strategic spot. Like you are just touching distance to Austin, but you're also really close to like San Marcos, which is where Texas State University is. You're also not too far away at all from San Antonio, which is another booming area of Central Texas. And so Kyle is very strategically placed. Now, something you need to know about Kyle is people who live in Kyle are very proud of Kyle, okay? So if you're the type of person who is gonna move to an area and you're gonna take care of your space, you're gonna take care of the areas around you, you're probably gonna fit in pretty nicely in Kyle. But if you don't wanna move in and invest in the community and invest in relationships, Kyle might not be the place for you. But you know, I can remember growing up coming to visit my grandparents in South Austin. We would often drive from South Austin to San Marcos, which is where my dad went to school back in the day. And I can remember like I literally would just see the water tower, Kyle Water Tower in the distance. And I'm like, oh, there's Kyle. Like it was nothing, okay? But now that is definitely not the case. In fact, going from Austin to San Marcos, like first you would hit Buda, then you'd hit Kyle, then you'd hit San Marcos. There's almost no like discernible difference. Okay, so it's all just kind of one big conglomerate at this point. And because Kyle has been booming so much really over the last 20-25 years or so, a lot of the homes you're gonna see are gonna be new, like in the last 20-25 years, right? There are definitely like older small pockets right around downtown Kyle where you're gonna see little old kind of bungalows like you'd see in Central Austin, but really those are pretty few and far between. Most of Kyle is gonna be these massive suburban sprawl master plan communities that have like really excellent amenities just like this place. But speaking of downtown Kyle, if you haven't been to downtown Kyle, you have to check it out. It has really become like this cool, bustling little area. There's a really good pie place. I think it got voted like the best pie on the planet or something like that recently. But anyway, a few little cool kind of mom and pop shops, all kind of surrounding this little park square with this little town hall building in the middle of it. It is so cute. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. But also people in Kyle are kind of quirky. So last thing I'm gonna say on Kyle is every year on May the 4th, so it's like Star Wars Day, you know, May the 4th be with you. It just passed actually. On May the 4th, the city council of Kyle, they actually dress up like Star Wars characters all day at work. If that is not a reason to move to Kyle, I don't know what is. I just can't help you. But now let's talk about this community. So there are communities in Kyle that are quite a bit more kind of luxury than this, but this community offers something in my opinion, pretty unique. So you've got great builders who like often do build luxury products, but they come in here and they're building a much more sensible product. Now, the amenities here are not insane. They're great, but it's not like you have this resort style pool. It's not like you have like gym of like a Four Seasons hotel or anything like that, but you have some really good quality stuff. And we're a little bit off the beaten path. So we're on the east side of Kyle, the east side of I-35. And so I think with those things combined, I think that's why you can get in this neighborhood at a really great price, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. So with that in mind, you're going to have a lot of first-time home buyers here, a lot of people who have just been saving up and they really want to buy a home, but they don't want to just buy any home. They want to buy a good home by one of these super reputable builders at a decent price. So I'll tell you, the neighborhood feel here is chill. People come to Kyle not to be in a hurry, okay? They come to Kyle to have a slower pace of life. We've seen a lot of people just kind of jogging, running, walking. I've seen multiple people just walking with a partner and just chilling, talking. School is in session right now, so I'm not seeing a lot of kids, but I'm seeing a lot of evidence of tons of kids here. Okay. Now, speaking of kids, your kids are going to be zoned to Hayes Consolidated ISD, which is honestly not bad. So a year ago, the ratings on niche.com, I'm pretty sure were a B-, okay, for the school district. And just in the last year, they've gone from a B- up to a B, up to a B+. Okay. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe even by right now, or by the time you're watching this video, they might even be an A-. So because all the new construction is happening, because of the influx of families and kids, the schools here are discernibly getting a lot better. So if that's something that's important to you, do not be shy. You have to reach out to us so that we can point you in the right direction and we can point you toward the schools that have the best ratings if that's something that you want. Now, this is a great big community. So there are about 700 like buildable lots-ish in this neighborhood. And the builder that I'm in right now, like they literally don't have any empty lots to sell. They only have homes built that they're trying to sell. And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But the builder that we were just at before this, they're still going to be in the neighborhood for about another year and a half. That might seem like a lot, but it is not. So essentially this neighborhood is closing out. And after about a year and a half, there are going to be no more brand new opportunities with all the builder incentives like they're offering right now. So again, guys, if you're interested in this, you've got to reach out to us right away. We are about 25 minutes from downtown. We're 20 miles. I would say we're about 25 minutes from downtown Austin. If you're trying to get there during rush hour, I honestly would probably plan on about 45, maybe even 50 minutes. We're only 20 miles away from the airport, from the Austin Bergstrom International Airport. So I know for a lot of our clients who travel a lot for work, these areas like Buda and Kyle are super attractive to them because they need to be close to the airport. And guys, I would say like from this location where we're at right now, you can pretty much get to everything you could ever want to get to in about 10 minutes. So there are a couple of really nice HEB pluses within 10 minutes. Here, if you don't know already, that's the best grocery store on the planet. You got Home Depot, you got Walmart. They're even building a Lupe tortilla right down the road here in just a little bit. That's one of my favorite Mexican food places. Now, HOA dues. So this community does have an HOA. So if you live here, you're going to pay about $575 per year for your HOA, and that just goes to maintain like all of the amenities and kind of common area maintenance stuff. The tax rate here is a little bit over 2.6%. I do think relative to a lot of areas of Austin, that's a little bit high, but you also are not paying near the prices that you would be paying in Austin. Like literally, you could go across town to a neighborhood called Carpenter Hill and you're gonna pay easily $125,000 more than what you're paying here. So you're gonna have to sacrifice a little bit in tax rate, but it's not terrible. All right, let's talk numbers, because if you're like me, you wanna know what something like this costs. All right, so let's jump into it. Okay, so think back to the builder that we were just at, okay? So we're gonna talk about their model, but first, I want you to know they've got 40-foot plans and 50-foot plans, okay? So the cheapest 40-foot plan they have is a nice 4-bedroom, 3 full bath home. It is 1,736 square feet with a 2-car garage. It's 1 story. They just reduced the price from $442,000 to $398,000. So you seriously can get a 4-bedroom home built by a great builder in this neighborhood in the 300,000s. Plus they've got incentives that could get that price even lower, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Now remember, that's on a 40-foot lot, okay? And the biggest home they've got on a 40-foot lot is gonna be a 2,399 square foot home. It's actually a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home. It's a 2-story, 2-car garage, and they just lowered that price to $425,000. So the biggest house you can get on a 40-foot lot is gonna cost you $425,000 with incentives. Okay, before we talk about those incentives, let's talk about the 50-foot lot, so the big Mac Daddies, okay? So the smallest house they've got on a 50-foot wide lot, it's 2,079 square feet. It's 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-story. I think I already said it's 2,079 square feet, 2-car garage. And they just lowered the price to $445,000. Now, the biggest house you can get on one of those lots is almost 3,000 square feet. It's a 5-bedroom, 4 full bath home, 2 stories with a 2-car garage. It's available to buy right now, and they just lowered the price to $550,000. 3,000 square foot house, 5 bedrooms, 4 full baths for $550,000. That's insane. Okay, now let's talk about the model. So think back to the model that we showed you. It was a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath home, 1 story, 2-car garage. It's 2,504 square feet in the base plan. So if you didn't have all the upgrades that that home has, it's going to cost you right at $500,000. But if you wanted to put every upgrade that that house had in it, guess what? Usually I sit here and tell you it's $100,000, $200,000 of upgrades. That house only had $25,000 of upgrades. So the majority of what you saw in that house is included. So that house, as it sits right now, is $525,000. I kept asking the builder, I'm like, wait, 625? Like, no, 525. Did you say 625? They're like, no, 525. Okay, so now let's talk about those incentives. Okay, so if you call us and we get you hooked up with this builder right now, they're offering $25,000 of what they call flex cash. Okay, so you can use that to lower the price, $25,000. You can use it to buy down your interest rate. You can use it to cover your closing costs for the transaction. And if you use the builder's lender, they'll throw in another $5,400 of flex cash, okay? So let me just paint a picture for you. If you wanted to buy the cheapest home that they offer, which is a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath home, currently listed at, $398,000, you could get that home with the incentives included for $367,600. I'm telling you, if you want access to that, call us now. All right, now let's talk about this builder. So this builder that we're in right now, this is another one of my favorite builders in like the greater Austin, kind of central Texas area. What's really unique about this builder is essentially they are done building brand new homes in this neighborhood. So what they're offering is what's called inventory homes. It's not like you go in, you pick a lot, and then you build a custom home on it. They already have these homes built, and you can buy one of them. And they only have 5 left, plus this model. So the most affordable option that they have is a 1,885 square foot home. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. It's a 2-story home, really nice house that's currently listed at $396,490. Okay, now the biggest plan that they offer is a 2-story. It is a 2,724 square foot home, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath with a 2-car garage, also 2-story. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. It's kind of more modern, sleek, like looking really sexy. And it's currently for sale for just a hair under $500,000. And the plan that we're in right now, it's a 1-story, 4-bedroom, 3 full bath home with a really nice, well-placed office. And this is probably going to be the last home that this builder is going to sell. And they're probably going to sell it for around $470,000 to $475,000. So the reason that we wanted to bring you out here is we feel like this neighborhood and these builders represent like a really nice sweet spot in terms of affordability, amenities, and quality. And if you want to see more of what it's like to actually live around here, including Kyle's neighbor, Buda, check out our full suburbs tour playlist right here.